The whole story of climate. What science reveals about the nature of endless change.
Hello, I'm Dr. E. Kirsten Peters, the author of The Whole Story of Climate, brought out by Prometheus Books in New York. I'm a geologist by training, but a writer in terms of my inclination. The Whole Story of Climate is my 8th book. Like all the scientists I know, I believe the Earth is getting warmer and has been doing so since around 1850. The exception to that was a briefer period from the 1940s to the 1970s when the Northern Hemisphere got cooler. But in general, the trend has been toward warmer times. I think greenhouse gases are at least part of the reason for this change. In fact, it would be amazing if greenhouse gases were not now promoting climate change. We have, by burning coal, natural gas, and petroleum, created a lot of greenhouse gases. We have altered the composition of the atmosphere substantially, and I think that has had effects and is going to give us further global warming, other things being equal. But I also think that there is such a thing as natural climate change. That's been very real and goes back in time long before humans started burning fossil fuels. In other words, if you took human beings out of the picture so that no fossil fuels had ever been burned, it would still be the case that right now today climate would be changing. On a regional basis and on a global basis, it would be getting cooler or it would be getting warmer, it would be getting wetter, or it would be getting drier. Global climate, for fully natural reasons, can even flip like a light switch, changing dramatically in 10 to 20 years. That's the clear evidence of the natural record. So no matter our energy policies, climate will change. To me, that makes it clear that we should invest at least a good measure of our climate change dollars in adaptation. Let me say that again. Since climate is going to change, no matter what our policies may be, we should reserve a good measure of our climate change dollars for programs of adaptation. Now, clearly, there's a lot of bad news about climate. Climate changes, it changes in ways that are detrimental to us. It can do so rapidly in as little as 10 to 20 years. It can do so on a regional or on a global scale. But is there any good news about climate? Well, one piece of good news is brought to you by us geologists who know something about coal fields. We could reduce global greenhouse gas production by a couple of percent right now and do so in a way that would not impact global economic growth. Here's why. All around the world, there are unwanted coal fires burning right now out of control. They burn like forest fires, but they're made of coal. Some of the fires are underground in underground coal mines. Some are at the surface, where a seam of coal breaks out at the surface. Both in the U.S. and abroad, in India, China, Southeast Asia, Australia, South Africa, these fires are common. We have the technology to put them out. What we lack so far has been the will. If we do put them out, we could offset greenhouse gas emissions roughly equal to what cars in the United States produce each year. That's right, it would be a significant reduction in greenhouse gas production and something we could do that would not ramp down on the global economy. That's the kind of information in the whole story of climate that I think will show you there's a lot about climate change and climate policy that you just haven't heard about. Thank you again. I'm Dr. E. Kirsten Peters.
The whole story of climate. What Science Reveals About the Nature of Endless Change, in bookstores now.